The second problem on the exam we're reviewing asks to compute certain derivatives. The first is the following. Suppose f of x is the following function. F of x equals x squared over 4 minus 27 over x. And I ask you to compute f double prime, the second derivative of -1. So to do that, we have 3 steps. First, we compute f prime, the first derivative, then f double prime, the second derivative, then we plug in -1. So for the first derivative, we're going to do it by rewriting the function. We're going to write this as 1/4 times x squared minus 27 times x to the -1. Over 4 means the same as 1/4 times, and an x in a denominator means it's the same as an exponent of -1. Using that format, it's easy to find the first derivative. The first derivative, f prime of x, is going to be 2 times this, 2 times 1/4 times x to the first power, minus, I'll rather say plus -4, that's multiplied by -27, and x to the, I'm sorry, I can't read my own writing, this is a -1 here, not a -4. This is a -1 times -27 times x to the -2 power. This equals 2 times the 4th is a half, so it's a half x. Minus times minus is plus 27 x to the -2. Now we will take the second derivative of this expression. To take the derivative again, it's going to be just a half plus, now it's -2 times 27 x to the -3. Which can also be written in many ways, but the simplest way to rewrite it is a half minus 54 times x to the -3. If you want, you could put x in the denominator. You could, as an alternate way, write it this way, 1/2 minus 54 over x cubed. Either way is a perfectly fine way to write it. And we're going to plug in -1 for x. Plugging -1 in for x, we now have f prime, double prime rather, of -1 equals a half minus 54 times -1 to the -3. -1 to -3 is -1, is 1 over -1, which is still -1, times 1 over -1, times 1 over -1, which is going to be just plain -1. If you multiply -1 by itself 3 times, you get -1. So it's a half times -54 times -1. This is going to be a half plus 54 equals 54.5. And although I do not always expect my students to simplify complicated algebraic expressions, computing -1 to the third power, or when the negative third power is -1, and adding these numbers together is not a complicated calculation that is expected. The answer would be 54.5. This is the first part of this problem.